Burnley have gone down, and this is horrible for the club, as multiple players are leaving and they will now have limited money to spend on players, but they must spend what they can if they hope to make it back. And I believe they can if they make the right moves. So here is how Burnley can get back to the Premier League next season. I'd like to very quickly go over Kompany's tactics. His formation used this past year on paper is a 4-4-2, but it is not at all similar to Sean Dyche's Burnley system. In the build-up, they were in a 3-5-2, with one of the two midfielders who is normally Josh Cullen pushed into the right of the back three, with the wingers more centralized, and the fullbacks pushed up. Their attack would go from very slow and methodical to very quick, as the goal of this back three was to occupy space and allow for the other players to be further forward as the backline sprays long balls forward into space for the forwards and the high fullbacks. The defense is a structured and compact 4-4-2 that utilizes a smart and methodical pressing system that looks to occupy space and cause mistakes. This system has led to them having success at Anderlecht and seems like it will be an easy transition into Burnley on paper. Here are the players that will want to be sold or leave on a free this summer. James Tarkowski will be leaving on a free, Ben Mee will be leaving on a free, Dale Stevens will be leaving on a free, Aaron Lennon will be leaving on a free, Eric Peters will be leaving on a free, Matai Vidra will be leaving on a free, Jack Cork will leave on a free, Nick Pope will ask to leave and should be sold for £10 million, Dwight McNeil will ask to leave and should be sold for £15 million, Maxwell Cornet will ask to leave and he should be sold for £13 million, and Wout Weghorst will ask to leave and should be sold for £7 million. This would give Burnley at the end of the window having 11 players leave and them gaining £35 million in sales revenue, meaning that they will have lots of holes to fill, so they should sell no one that does not ask to leave. Here are what Burnley need going into this window. The first need is to bring in Josh Cullen. The second need is a center back. The third need is a left winger. The fourth need is a right winger. The fifth need is a keeper. The sixth need is a striker. The seventh need is a left back. The eighth need is another striker. The ninth need is a backup center back. The 10th need is a backup midfielder. The 11th need is a backup winger. The 12th need is another backup midfielder. Here are the transfers Burnley should make. The first transfer Burnley should make is Josh Cullen, the 26-year-old Irish central midfielder from Anderlecht. He is Kompany's former player that was integral to how his system was working, as he was willing and good enough to form a back three with the two other center backs. I think he would be a simple buy, as Anderlecht would probably be willing to move on if they were able to make a profit from him. So I see him being brought to Burnley for a sum of £2 million this summer. The second transfer Burnley should make is a centre back, with my choice being Chris Mepham, the 24-year-old Welsh centre back from Bournemouth. His contract expires next summer and he seems keen on a move away from the club. He could go to Burnley and be the starter next to Collins and really help solidify this defense in the Championship and potentially help Burnley achieve promotion next season. I see him costing around £5 million. The third transfer Burnley should make is a left winger, with my choice being Chris Wilock, the 24-year-old English left winger / attacking midfielder from QPR. As I stated earlier in Kompany's tactics, he likes his wingers to be able to move more midfield and be essentially two number 10s. Wilock would be perfect for this, as this is similar to how he played for QPR, which led to him finishing with 7 goals and 11 assists. This move makes way too much sense for me, and I see him costing £10 million to bring to Burnley. The fourth transfer Burnley should make is a right winger, with my choice being Jed Wallace, the 28-year-old English right winger from Millwall. Similar to Wilock, I think he's a winger that is quite creative and that would be able to move to the inside spaces throughout the match. He has been a constant shot creator in the Championship for some years now, and I think he could be a great addition for a Burnley side. He will come free since his contract expires this summer, and the possibility for Premier League football in the following season should draw him to Burnley. The fifth transfer Burnley should make is a keeper, with my choice being Mark Travers, the 23-year-old Irish goalkeeper from Bournemouth. Mark Travers had a very good season for Bournemouth last year, and he should be kept as their keeper, but Bournemouth want to replace him this summer for some reason. If they want to do that, Burnley should jump on this opportunity to bring in a proven Championship keeper that is quite young as well. This is a great replacement for Nick Pope, and I see him costing around £5 million. The sixth transfer Burnley should make is a striker, with my choice being Danny Welbeck, the 31-year-old English striker from Brighton. He's an intriguing player as he has never reached double-digit scoring numbers in a Premier League season. However, I think he would dominate the Championship if he was to go down a division. At Burnley, he would be the striker that would run in behind the opposition's defense, and he would do well with that space with his pace and smart runs. His contract runs out this summer, and I think with where he is in his career now, he might be interested in the Burnley project under Company, and Burnley should bring him in this summer. The 7th transfer Burnley should make is a left back, with my choice being Gideon Mensah, the 23-year-old Ghanaian left back from RB Salzburg. He's an intriguing player as he is on a constant loan cycle with Salzburg, but this last year with Bordeaux, he showed some real talent on the attacking and defensive side of the game. I think he would have interest in moving away from Salzburg permanently, and Burnley might intrigue him. I see him costing £5 million, and this is a solid move to make. The 8th transfer Burnley should make is a striker, with my choice being Liam Delap, the 19-year-old English striker from Manchester City. With Company coming to Burnley, Man City might be interested in throwing their youngsters his way to develop on loan, and Delap could be one. He has been one of the most prolific goal scorers in the under-23 division, and he is ready for his first sniff of first-team football, and Burnley would be a great situation to go to, where he can start next to Welbeck. They should load him in this summer. The 9th transfer Burnley should make is a backup centre back, with my choice being Taylor Harwood-Bellis, the 20-year-old English centre back from Manchester City. As I said earlier, Man City will likely give Burnley some loan options, and Company wants Harwood-Bellis as he was an Anderlecht player last season and played pretty well there. This move makes a lot of sense, and he could be the 3rd choice centre back that can play crucial matches when needed, and he has some versatility to play fullback as well. They should loan him in this summer. The 10th transfer Burnley should make is a backup central midfielder, with my choice being Joe Rothwell, the 27-year-old English central midfielder from Blackburn. This season he has put up an absurd amount of assist and shot creation numbers in comparison from his last season, as this season Brereton Diaz was finishing his chances. I think he would do well being the midfielder backup that could play well next to Cullen, as he focuses on dropping deep to make a back three, and Rothwell can be a creative force from midfield. He'll be free this summer due to his contract expiring, so this move makes a lot of sense. The 11th transfer Burnley should make is a backup winger, with my choice being Gustav Isaksen, the 21-year-old Danish winger from FC Midtjylland. He is a young stud for his club, as he has now finally reached a point of his career where he is getting constant starting minutes, and this is really helping his career. He has shown great dribbling talent and is not bad at finishing and setting up his teammates as well. For a backup, this move makes a lot of sense, and I see him costing £3 million this summer. The 12th transfer Burnley should make is a backup midfielder, with my choice being Joe Bell, the 23-year-old Kiwi defensive midfielder from Brøndby. This is a player most people have never heard of, but he has had an interesting career where he started in New Zealand, would go to college in the US to play football in Virginia, then would go to Viking Stavanger, a club in Norway's first division, where he would flourish, then go to Brøndby on a permanent deal this last winter. However, if the money is there, Burnley could get him, and I think he would be a perfect backup for Cullen as he has very similar traits to him. I see him costing £5 million to get from Brøndby this summer. For a quick summary, 11 players would depart for £35 million, and 12 would come in for £35 million, giving Burnley an equal net spend. This is not counting any loan fees paid for the loanees if that does occur. The first team squad would then look like this. Keepers would be Travers and Hennessy, Mensah and Taylor as left backs, Roberts and Lowton as right backs, Collins, Mepham, Harwood-Bellis and Long as centre backs, Cullen, Brownhill, Rothwell, Bell and Westwood as central midfielders, Wilock and Gudmundsson as left wingers, Wallace and Isaksen as right wingers, and Welbeck, Delap, Barnes and Rodriguez as the strikers. I think this would be a good enough first team squad under Company's leadership to make it back to the Premier League.